Okay, I'll just watch a really long 8-part series video that looks possibly like best news I've ever heard, with a few concerns. All throughout this video, they're kind of saying, like, you're going to be shocked, you're going to, hearing the truth is going to make you feel bad. I am not really connecting. Okay, why are you even making the suggestion that anybody would be upset by this? Like, if you listen to this video, sounds like the best freaking news I've ever heard. Because everything's changing, people are going to get caught. Sounds like the most positive types of changes that I've ever heard. So why would people be upset? That's one thing that I've got to question. Like, they're really telling you just sit back and be calm, give it a chance, wait till the dust settles, like, right there, as soon as somebody tells me to wait 6 months before I react to something, I'm going to react a hell of a lot sooner than 6 months. I'm going to speak up if I see a friggin' flaw. It's like the biggest changes will involve transparency. So, and with as much information, and it makes sense, we'll all kind of agree to it if it all makes sense. But if you need to keep some secrets the same game, then trust. That secret is probably the secret that we want to get a little pissed off though. Now, it has to do with China and coming into the States. I think the currency donaires, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, donaires. Ironically, I have crossed paths with somebody that had invested, I believe, like $1,000 of these donaires, which you couldn't buy anywhere. They they just didn't print them. You couldn't buy them. Non-existent, which made them extremely valuable. But when you bought them, I mean, the guy that I knew, I think he bought them for something like $5 or $100 or something like that. It was next to nothing for what he ended up getting. And he knew that I think it was like $1,000 worth of these things would make him a millionaire one day. So he was tapped into somebody who knew a bigger picture. And right now this video is saying, hey, no, this is the currency that's being implemented. So that is really interesting. And there's a lot of things about China you're going to hear that I kind of totally agree with. They sound like they want world peace and get rid of all of these weapons, and China is really, really technically advanced. I totally agree with that. I don't know, and some of the culture within China is I really, really love it. For one thing, the water concept that I use every day, basically a lot of that comes from old traditional healing Chinese medicine. This is not something new. It's something actually extremely old but suppressed. It sounds like if you're losing your house, you might want to listen to this video, because there's one video in there that'll tell you exactly how you can keep your house if the banks are trying to foreclose on you. The only one problem that I have with this is they're trying to implement gold currency. And I've said over and over again, not a fan of that idea, because who owns all the gold? If we put value into something that only a few actually own, then we're giving those elite power more power, and we create our own slavery once again. So I'm really questioning this gold and silver thing. And one of the reasons, one of the fair systems that I can use, I mean, if you really want to use gold or like a hard currency like that, then it should be equal for everyone. That means every single person on the planet gets equal share. If you really want to reboot the whole system, then the whole system should be rebooted equally. Now, if everybody got an equal share, I mean, what's the first thing most of us will do? Is go and buy stuff. And that will crash. You will get yourself into the same problem you got now. You will create your own slavery if you don't know how to value your equal share. You have to make whatever equal share you've got to be able to continually earn your fair share at all times. And that's not what we do right now. We've kept some people dumb and brainwashed people to value dollar or gold or whatever currency you want. Just our values are really mixed up from both sides of the fence. Either you're going to be really, really greedy and you need to get it. Some people will save their money and start their businesses and not buy stuff right away, but work really hard to get your money. And then eventually they will be the elite. So that mentality is not that healthy unless everybody does the exact same thing. So it's we do need an education into how we value our currencies. You know, are you going to be one that, you know, if everybody equally got $100, let's say, which would make $100, if it was all equal, just as valuable, you know, to everybody else. Now, if you went on a shopping spree, then you will run out of money in a very, very short period of time, and then you will have to slave to earn your money again. So the only thing that really makes sense is, and because we don't have that mindset, it's not, I mean, you really have to put people through an education system to really see that, and we don't have time. I don't see that plan actually coming into place. However, if such a plan was devised to kind of force everybody to do the right thing, what that plan would involve is the way you receive your money has to be in a way that you are participant in some kind of workforce where you are the equal owner. If you work, you should be the owner of the way you work. You should never work for anybody else. You are always working for yourself and in partnership with somebody else. So at least that way, whatever it is you're working at, in order for that to be sustainable, there can't be, you know, failure is not an option. You always have to plan your way of earning your income so that it will never ever fail. It's always in agreement with what our society needs. And I truly, truly believe it's about living your purpose. Never working a day in your life, or do what you love doing, and you'll never work a day in your life. And I think that's the goal that we should be doing, is get yourself centered. You've been working for somebody else and ignoring your own personal passions and dreams. And I think this is the time, if something was to be given out equally, it is the time that we start looking at, what is your purpose? What would you do for, you know, that you love doing and you would do it for free for the rest of your life, that would be something that the planet needs, that people need? And it could be entertainment. You know, a lot of people don't know how to have fun. So maybe your job is to teach people how to have fun. A lot of people enjoy farming. We need to really clean up our farming and get food healthier. Lots of avenues to clean up the planet. We've got a lot of technology to do that. But if you work, you should be an equal partner in that workforce. A lot of people do love working. A lot of people do love doing physical labor. And that opportunity, we have to trust in each other to know that each one of us are productive. We all do want to be productive in one shape or another. Now, again, I really, really have a hard time with if it's not done equally, why? Is this just a redesign of the same friggin' system where the wealthy always are going to be wealthy? A lot of us that have lost everything have lost it all because of criminal behavior. Do we get, our fair share back? Or is the only way that you get some of this is if you trade what you've got now for whatever's new to come? Those are some of the questions that I've got is how are they doing the redesign? Is it a redesign for everybody? Is it a design that, a selected few own the majority of the gold? Is it government that's going to own the majority of gold? Who's going to be in the controller force of this? So, really interesting. I'm questioning why they're even suggesting there's something to be fearful of, because clearly it sounds like there's something to be fearful of when it sounds like a really good plan. I got questions, and I think don't wait 6 months to ask them questions. I think participating in this change, but calmly. It's nothing that I'm fearing, but I would definitely ask questions. And right now, gold is not something that I support in any way, shape, or form because it is not equal. It's only people that can afford gold get gold. And it ain't like anybody else hasn't worked or been productive. It isn't like anybody, there's a lot of people that have not worked, but society has not allowed them to work. There's a lot of mental illness within our societies that we diagnose the victim of to be the one that has the mental illness, but it's actually society and the way we function. So should that person that has made to be the victim and suffer not fit in as equally as everybody else? I also question the pharmaceutical world in our medical industries. That's fucked up. That is allowing all of our goods and services that are actually destroying the planet to be perpetuated and just continue to destroy the planet. And you'll see that within the healthcare system, because what I've seen that works, that cures all illnesses, means you can't be having a factory out there that's polluting your planet. You can't have a system out there that destroys a body. So, the new medical systems that I see should actually be curing everybody, should actually be equally available to everybody. It's not expensive. It's really, really cheap. It would actually get a lot of people back to work if we did form this new type of healing. But there's a lot of people that are going to be unemployed, a lot of people that make their living off of telling you a pill by everything doing wrong. So I want to know that that system is going to be cut out. I want to know that if I go into court and a corporation makes me sick because of the product that they put out there is doing me harm, I should be able to, in court, prove that they are the guilty parties. Right now, you can't do that. If you went in and if you lived in the Gulf Coast right now and you got sick, doctors will tell you that you got cold or a flu when you're being poisoned. So you can't even get your medical community to help prove why you're getting sick, so you can prove that into court, where even if you got into a court, in the structure of our justice system won't allow truthful information to come out. It's always the rich guy, the corporate world always wins. Those are the kind of changes that I want to see. Those are the kinds of things that I will question. I sure as hell wouldn't wait 6 months before I made that known. And transparency. If you ain't telling me the full plan right there in my face, educating me on your full plan, then I know you got a secret. And behind every secret is a dirty friggin' lie. So watch the whole series. You'll find it very interesting. Peace out.